Hello and welcome back to the Academic Society. It's Toyin here, and so today I want to talk about productivity. So we are getting ready to start a new semester of grad school or teaching, whatever in academia. You may have already started for the fall, but you may be a little concerned because it's likely you'll be working mostly remotely, part-time remotely, part-time in person, and you're just wondering how are you going to be productive, especially when you're spending a lot of time at home. So if you're worried about being productive this semester, this video is for you. I'll be giving you some great pointers to help you jumpstart your productivity this semester. So if you're interested, definitely keep watching this video. I'm Toyin. I'm the founder of the Academic Society. I got my PhD in math and I landed my dream job as a lecturer. And I also create these videos for grad students and academics all about productivity, time management, as well as my academic lifestyle. All right, so to really get into productivity, I really want to talk about your mindset and your mindset around productivity, because often we kind of have different definitions of what we think productivity is. And I do encourage you to define it for yourself, but I'm going to give you a definition of productivity later in this video, how I've been defining it. But yeah, let's start with a little bit of mindset. I would love to know, let me know in the comments, what do you think productivity is, or how do you know that you're being productive? Do you think that being productive means doing as much work as possible? A lot of people think that productivity is like, oh, I got to do all this work and I'm doing it all and I'm getting it all done, therefore I am productive. And that is definitely the easiest way to experience burnout, where you just get so overwhelmed, so tired, so stressed that you start procrastinating, that you start feeling anxious, that you don't want to do any more work, you're just tapped out. And I think that really comes from the belief that productivity means you're busy. So often we feel that when we're busy that we're being productive, but have you had a day where you've been so busy doing stuff all day and at the end of the day you're like, what did I actually accomplish? Was what I was doing even important? So we want to make sure we find a way that in our productivity, we're actually doing things that matter, and that will have the greatest impact on what you want to do for this semester. So this definition of productivity being like busy, doing all of this work, doing a lot of work all the time, all day, from like 8 to 5, just work, work, work. If that is your definition of productivity, I challenge you to think a little differently, because I believe that definition is very far from the truth. Because what is the point of getting all of this work done if it doesn't really align with your goals, if you're not spending the right amount of time on the things that are actually important? And also, what if you're working on the wrong things? You don't want to waste time working on the wrong things. So what I would recommend is to reframe productivity. If that previous definition was what you have been thinking, can we reframe productivity in a more positive way, and something that is more productive? I'm going to use the word productive to define productive. And I also welcome you to define productivity how you want, but I'm going to share my definition right now. So right now, currently, this is August 2020. This is how I'm defining productivity for myself. And this may change for me as the semester goes on, but this is what I'm thinking about right now. So for me, productivity is figuring out your goals and then coming up with the easiest and most efficient way to reach those goals. And so the tasks that you do to actually get you to those goals in the easiest and most efficient way, for me, is being productive. So I would love to know, how do you feel about those words I used? Easy, efficient. Do those words usually go with productivity to you? Do you want those words to go with productivity for you? I definitely love the feeling of easy and efficient as opposed to busy and working all the time. So for the remainder of this video, that's the definition that I'm going to be using. So whenever I talk about productivity or being productive in this video, for me, I am thinking about my goals and what are the easiest and most efficient ways to reach my goal. That is productivity for me and for the remainder of this video. So the word goal was in there. So goal setting is so important for productivity. If you're familiar with the Academic Society, you know that all of my programs, all of my trainings, all of my workshops, they always start with goal setting because I think that is so important. It is the very first step in time management and productivity, as well as accountability as well, which are all the things I talk about here at the Academic Society. I believe that the best way to build a productive weekly schedule is to start with realistic goals that are very intentional. So thinking about the semester as a whole, then thinking about the month, and then thinking about the week. What are your goals? And I definitely was very specific when I said the word realistic, right? You don't want to let yourself down. You want to do what you actually can do, but also intentional, right? You want these goals to actually serve you in your bigger life goals as well, right? So why is goal setting so important to me? Why do I always talk about it in every video, every program that I have, every training I have? I think goal setting is really important because it gives you something to focus on, especially in those times when you're feeling overwhelmed, because there will come a time this semester where you're going to get overwhelmed and you're going to have a lot of things to do and you're going to be juggling a lot. And so maybe you will feel like you don't have enough time to get everything done, or maybe you have so much that you're not quite sure how to prioritize things and what should actually get done first, like what you should start working on. You kind of get paralyzed in fear and overwhelm and anxiety, and you kind of just procrastinate and do nothing. That's what these goals are for. So when you're having that time where you're feeling overwhelmed, don't know where to start, don't know what to do, don't know if you can get everything done, you have these goals to look back on and say, all right, when I was in a good frame of mind, when I was feeling relaxed and preparing myself for the semester, I defined these two things as most important for me. So when I was feeling in a non-anxious state, hopefully, and had time to reflect and think, I'm not in panic mode, I defined a couple things that are very important. I defined my goals, which means when I become overwhelmed and stressed where I'm not quite thinking clearly and I'm thinking from an anxious and fear perspective and mindset, I can go back and know that I was in the right mindset when I set these goals. So I can say, all right, I'm feeling stressed, overwhelmed. What are my goals? Which things do I have to do on my list that are directly aligned with those goals? And that really gives you a place to start. It gives you a place to start like weighing out which things are more important and what are not. And remember, I'm saying productivity is the easiest and most efficient way to reach your goals. So is this list of all of these things you need to do the easiest, most efficient way to reach your goals? Or are a couple of things on the list the easiest way and the most efficient way to reach your goals? Okay, so what my task for you is to figure out what are your goals for this semester. And if you want to do this in a group of other graduate students who are feeling excited, maybe a little nervous about the semester, I am hosting a Back to Grad School Challenge. And the Back to Grad School Challenge is starting Monday, August 17th, and it ends Friday, August 21st. And in that Back to Grad School Challenge, I give you all the tools you need to build a productive weekly schedule. But day one of the challenge is goal setting. So I will teach you how to create realistic goals. You'll be able to see the goals of the other grad students. So you can kind of compare and see, all right, are my goals sounding realistic? Am I reaching too high, too low? What are people's goals when they are in grad school? So the Back to Grad School Challenge is a great place for you to figure all of this stuff out. So I welcome you to join. The link is in the description of this video. You can go to the academicsociety.com/grad school challenge. I almost forgot the URL. But I love hosting the Back to Grad School Challenge. It's the most fun event of the semester. It's a really great chance for me to get to know you, but also for you to get to know the other grad students in our community. And it's just a great way to start off the semester. So I hope this video has helped you start coming up with a plan for productivity for the semester. We'll talk more about productivity as the semester gets started, so you actually know, like when you actually know what you're doing. I know a lot of things are still up in the air. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you're new here, consider subscribing. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. It really helps out the channel. And I will see you next Sunday. Have a wonderful day. Bye.